41-year-old Corrina Woodhull had overcome addiction and depression, but she could not survive domestic violence. According to court documents, Woodhull and her husband, Robert Castillo, were sitting together at a weekly Bible study. Witnesses told investigators the two did have marital problems, but it seemed they were getting along.
Today, we remember a sister whose life was tragically cut short. Her story, though heartbreaking, is one that many women can relate to, of trusting the wrong person, enduring pain behind closed doors, and ultimately losing the battle for safety and peace. But this isn't just her story, it's the story of countless women who endured in silence, who feel voiceless, and need to know they're not alone. If you're watching this and find yourself nodding, if you're quietly struggling in a situation that feels too big to escape, know that you are heard. You don't have to stay in silence. You have a voice. You have strength. You have a place here with us. Please subscribe to join this community of women who are standing together, lifting each other up, sharing our stories. When you subscribe to this channel and share the videos, you are bringing awareness that could possibly save a sister's life. I want you to know your voice matters, and here we will always listen. We're here for you, and we're stronger together. Another woman, another silenced voice. This is the story of Corrina Woodhull. Corrina Woodhull was the kind of woman you couldn't help but notice, not just because of her fiery red hair or the bold animal prints she loved to wear, but because she carried a kind of light that could cut through even the darkest room. She was a mother of 5, a woman who had wrestled with addiction and come out on the other side stronger, more grounded, and more committed to her faith than ever. She poured that strength into her community, volunteering at local organizations, mentoring others, and always choosing hope, even when life hadn't made it easy. But none of that could protect her from the man she trusted, the man she had married. On March 21st, 2023, Corrina joined a Bible study at a relative's home in St. Paul, Minnesota. It should have been a peaceful night, prayer, community, maybe laughter and healing, but instead, it became a scene of something unthinkable. Her husband, Robert Castillo, sat beside her, whispered something in her ear, and she declined. Without warning, he began stabbing her in front of everyone. In a room meant for worship, surrounded by people who loved her, Corrina was attacked nearly 24 times by a man who once promised to love and protect her. Unfortunately, she didn't survive. It was later learned that she had filed for an order of protection. She had chosen to separate. She had reached out for safety. But the system that should have protected her failed her. And society keeps telling women to forgive, to pray harder, to wait for change in men who have already shown who they are. The truth is this: not all men are redeemable, especially those with a history of violence. Robert Castillo had a long documented past: domestic violence, assault, even harming family members. Corrina, who believed in giving grace and through her lived experiences understood the value of second chances, she extended love and a second chance to Mr. Castillo and paid for that with her life. Today, we say her name, Corrina Woodhull. Many Christian women are in marriages that are unsafe. Please hear me when I say this. Protecting yourself is not unchristian. Leaving is not a lack of faith. It's wisdom and survival. Yes, there is grace in the gospel, but grace does not mean ignoring danger. There is forgiveness and faith, but forgiveness does not mean staying with someone who is destroying you. Love does not require you to lose your life. Robert Castillo later pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He was sentenced to over 33 years in prison. Justice, in the legal sense, was served. But how do you measure justice when 5 children no longer have their mother? When a life so full of redemption and promise is violently cut short? A theft of a life that still had so much left to give. Her children lost their mother. Her sister lives with trauma no one should ever carry. The community lost a light, and the women watching, those who quietly carry fear in their marriages, saw yet another reminder that love does not mean safety. After her passing, the women who loved Corrina wore cheetah prints in her honor. Hashtag cheetah for Corrina, they called it, because she was bold, wild-hearted, and unforgettable. The prints were a symbol of who she was, but also the strength she carried, even when the world tried to silence it. And that's why we will say her name, Corrina Woodhull. Corrina's story is heartbreaking, but it's a call to pay attention, to believe women, and to never assume that being married means being safe. To Corrina, we will not forget you. We will not stop telling your story. And to every unheard woman trapped in domestic violence, we will not stop fighting for you. On this channel, we speak for women who no longer can, for the wives silenced behind closed doors, for those who cry in secret and smile in public. If you're listening to this and feel unseen in your marriage, if your marriage leaves you afraid, isolated, or diminished, please know you are not alone. Your voice matters. Your life matters. And God has not called you to suffer in silence. If Corrina's story moved you, don't let her name fade into silence. There are things you can do. 1. Support organizations working to end domestic violence. You can also subscribe to this community and share this video to raise awareness. Someone you know might be suffering in silence. Furthermore, speak up. Check on your sisters, your friends, your daughters, and most importantly, believe them.